happy 2019. That's all you got to say is...
It is. It's a happy 2019. I'm not as happy as you are, apparently.
Oh boy. So we thought we'd look back at 2018, what we did in 2018. As far as the channel goes, we picked up quite a few subscribers over the past year, and we thank you for that. Hopefully we continue to provide some form of entertainment.
Is that like at our expense, or is that...
Apparently it's at my expense.
Okay, that's okay. Yeah, will you fall down a lot in 2019 on your bike and like...
If you keep shoving me over. But I was kind of looking back. In 2018 we did 73 RV walkthroughs.
Wow, that's almost as many days as we spent in the RV. Which,
by the way, is 74.
We couldn't make 75 because at 74th was New Year's Eve.
Yes. Well, actually, if we'd have stayed New Year's Eve night, that would have been 75.
Oh, that's true. Why didn't we stay?
Because I had to work on New Year's Day.
Why do you have to work? That's dumb.
Yeah.
Maybe 2019 is our year. We won't have to work.
So, 54 nights RV, stayed in it for 74 nights this time. So, pretty cool. It is a good year. It's a fun year. We'll take a look at it. Right now, we're at Wild Horse Park.
There's no wild horses.
No, a lot of ducks.
Geese.
And geese. And no snow. It snowed like 2 days ago, and there's no snow on the ground. Welcome to Oklahoma.
Yeah, it's going to be like, what is it, like 50-something degrees?
Yep. Your hair looks wonderful.
It's windy out there.
Yeah. So never mind on that. We're not going to walk around the park. It's windy outside.
Well, we did, but we didn't take you with us.
It's cold. It's windy. It's not cold, but the wind doesn't help matters much. So what's the first one on the list?
It's not cold. It's 60 degrees. But the wind is cold. You're right. 11818 Lake Murray.
What? Lake Murray? We don't hardly ever go to Lake Murray.
No, we never go to Lake Murray.
As a matter of fact, I think the first two on the lists, our first two trips of 18 were to Lake Murray. We just enjoy Lake Murray, its proximity. On one of those trips, we actually went down to REI down in Dallas, since we don't have one up here local yet. And our daughter kept telling us we had to go to IKEA. We did.
We weren't as impressed as some of you guys are of IKEA. I don't know. I guess we were expecting too much or something.
Yeah, it was a big store with a bunch of cheap furniture in it.
Well, like you said, if we had been looking for something, it might have been a different experience.
Yeah, maybe. But we enjoy Lake Murray because of the hiking and the bike trails, and we just like the lake. It's a nice, clear lake.
We like the sights.
Yeah, and it's some of the sites at Lake Murray are real nice, and others are pretty dated, but still a great state park. Anyway, we're gonna move on. What's next?
Okay, we did Lake Murray and then Lake Murray again on 222. 226.
No, we took it to the shop, so we didn't, for all of March and first part of April, we didn't get to camp because it was in the shop because they're incompetent.
Wow, you tried to be nice and you just were like, no, I'm just going to say it like it is.
Yeah. April, we went back to Lake Murray, April 13th. We were actually the only camper in the loop in April, which was kind of cool.
Ooh, it's always awesome.
Then we make a return trip to Lake McMurtry later in April.
That was for the spring game and the race.
Yeah. Yeah, the 10K in the spring game and all that good stuff. Then in May, we took our big trip to Colorado and Utah. Went to Ouray, Colorado, stayed at Ridgeway State Park for a couple of nights. It was a really nice state park. Didn't have a sewer hookup, but it was fun. We're likely going to return to Ouray this May again. It's a beautiful area.
Thanks to our niece for getting married there and making us go to a place that we had never been.
And then we moved over to Moab, Utah.
We moved there. I like that. It sounds like we're full-timers.
Arches National Park, Canyonlands National Park. We did the Devil's Garden hike. We did the Delicate Arch hike. The Windows hike. I mean, we took some of the primitive trail on the Windows area.
So four-wheel driving on the bottom of the canyon.
We went over to Canyonlands and did the White Rim Road.
A lot of fun. You can either rent a vehicle to do that or take your own.
Yeah.
A lot of fun.
Some epic views on that. Canyonlands, I'd like to spend some more time in Canyonlands. It's a really big national park. And then that's about it in Utah. And after that, we stayed at Mom and Dad's for a night or two. We like to go out there more than we get to. Then July or June, still in June.
Yeah.
Had the new mountain bikes. That was our first trip with the mountain bikes down to Lake Murray. Went down to Murray because they've got the trails. And had the paddle boards and the bikes that weekend, which is going to be kind of a rare sight for us to have both of them on the weekend. It's just...
They won't all fit on top of the car for some reason.
Then we didn't do anything in July.
What?
Why did we not do anything
Okay,
in
we
July?
need to fix that issue this year.
Yeah.
That cannot happen this year.
March and July, we have to make sure we camp.
Well, we have to make sure we camp January through December at least once. Because otherwise the year after, then we have to fix that. So it's just better to camp every month.
Then in August, we took a Florida trip down to Walt Disney World with the grandkids. Really on the way down, and I like to take a little different route about getting there every time we go. This was our 10th trip. We stopped at a casino campground in Mississippi, which turned out to be pretty cool. I mean, it was really not much more than a small parking area, but it was just right across the street from the Gulf. And then we went over to Fort Pickens.
The Gulf of Mexico, not the Gulf, like a golf course, because it kind of sounds like golf. Just saying. Just clarify. I'm not making fun of how you said it. I'm saying if you weren't thinking of like ocean, you wouldn't realize it.
You're making fun of the way I talk.
I wouldn't.
Pretty sure you are.
I wouldn't do that.
Then we went over to Fort Pickens, which was another really cool place. That's actually a place we'd like to go back to again. Campgrounds were actually pretty nice, and you're not that far from the beach.
Was that a state park?
No, it was a national
Okay.
Historic site, or was it a national park? I'll put something down like along the bottom of the screen somewhere.
See right there? See it?
I'm not going to put it there. I'm going to make you look like a dork. And then it was a National Park Service campground. It was really nice, really fun. Then we shot on over to Disney World. made a stop at a KOA on the way over there. Wasn't much there, but stayed at Disney World for 13 nights.
The grandkids stayed in the camper with us one of those nights, and then the rest of the time they stayed in the boring hotel with their parents.
It was probably the most hectic trip we've had at Disney World in a long, long time. It was just a completely different dynamic when you're going with mostly grown people as opposed to going with small children.
But it was a blast because the grandbabies were there.
And then after that, the football season kicked in. So our next, how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 trips were up to Lake McMurtry by Stillwater. It'd be 7 trips because there were 7 home games. So yeah, we went up to Lake McMurtry up near Stillwater and watched football games.
It's a nice lake too. We like that campground too.
Yeah, we've been there a few times when it's not football season. It's actually a decent campground.
Kind of glad football season introduced us to that. Our niece for Ouray and football season for Lake McMurtry.
And after football season was over, and just a few weeks ago, we went to Great Plains State Park, which was a fun trip.
You see a common theme with us? Have we said one of them? Oh, that was horrible. That was a horrible trip. We did not have fun, because that doesn't happen. We make it fun.
We do. We have a bad habit of making our trips fun.
Yep.
For us. And then, of course, we made a road trip out to Mom and Dad's again out in Arkansas just before Christmas. Spent a couple of days out there with them. And then this last weekend, the last weekend of 2018, we just went down and stayed at Windstar Casino RV Park. Just sit there and watch movies and play football. Or
Watch football.
But yeah, that was 2018 in a nutshell.
It fit in a nutshell. That's amazing. That's
You're a
lot.
weirdie.
That was 74 nights in a nutshell.
You're a weirdie.
You're the one that said it. How am I the weirdie?
So, here we go, rolling into 2019.
And we haven't camped yet in 2019. Fix that.
It's like the 6th of January.
Almost a week.
Killing me.
Wow.
We've got a small RV show next week here in town. And
RV and boat show. If you're not, if you don't have a boat, or you don't want a boat, those are kind of boring because there's not many RVs there.
yeah, and then we're gonna probably head out somewhere the week after that. Don't know where. We'll figure that out when we get there. And a couple of more RV shows in February. Maybe
And a Valentine's Day RV show.
Maybe sometime in May we'll end up out in Colorado again.
That sounds good to me.
And then in August we considering going out to see some silly horses out on the East Coast.
Yeah, but we don't know how to pronounce the islands. Did we ever figure it out? Seems like we looked it up.
I don't remember ever having any difficulty pronouncing the islands.
Do you know if it's correct?
Because I don't even know what the heck the islands are called.
I don't want to say it because people will make fun of us if they're wrong. Assateague and Chincoteague, something like that, but those are wrong. It's embarrassing.
You're a goober.
I grew up reading the books, and I never did learn to pronounce it.
Yeah. So, sometime around August, we'll head out that direction. But we hope to get more than 74 nights this year.
Yep.
It's kind of our goal is to add a few more nights on every year until finally I have to retire, just so we can add more nights.
I like that goal.
I do hope my videos improve this year. I know I've got a long ways to go, but I'm working on it. I get her more involved with actually recording stuff.
I've recorded some stuff.
Yeah, me laying on the ground.
You didn't put that on the highlights of 2018.
There's a reason for that.
When
that
he went to go over the big log and on his bike, and the bike went over the big log, and he didn't.
Boy.
He was okay, so it's okay to laugh. Don't.
My rib still hurts.
He was okay.
It still hurts. How can you say I'm okay when my rib is still hurting? So what are you guys doing for 2019? Got any big plans? We'd like to hear about them.
And we'd also like to hear how to pronounce those islands, if you know how to pronounce those islands. And if you've been there, we've been to Colorado. We're going back, but on that part of the world over by where those islands are that I can't pronounce. If you've been there, let us know what you've done there and the campgrounds you stayed at, and just the different highlights and the things we should avoid. That would be awesome.
Like her.
The highlight, you mean?
Yeah, that's exactly what I meant.
Yeah, that's what I thought you meant.
Anyway, guys, we will catch you later.
Bye-bye.